B&AZ here, got another little project to do. This pathway, which is crushed gravel, or crushed granite, 1/8 minus, I think they call it as well. Very nice, put in when we had the front done, but cats recently have been digging up all the gravel. I smoothed this over last night, and here we are in the morning, and it's all roughed up again. So I'm going to have to replace and do what I did here. Replace the granite with blocks, and I do have a stack of bricks I'm going to replace it with too. So I knocked up this little tool here that should fit between the brick rows on the path. And one side is designed for the brick pavers I have, and the other side is a depth gauge for this one, so I know how deep to dig the hole, and I can come back in and add a bit if I go too deep. So how to use a hammer, it's a nice little sledgehammer, and a chisel to cut one of these blocks like this. Well, as I found out doing it, you can do it once. If you try and do it twice, it usually cracks somewhere else that you don't want it to crack. Exactly the same with this one. It cracked right down the middle while I was trying to chip this one off. So you go around with your hammer and chisel and you whack it, move it along a bit, roll it over. And you want to do it on a sandy surface. You see I was going quite well, I was getting all this chipped in, and then it just split in the middle, because that's what they do. Don't forget to put a crack on the edge. Then these are quite tough, these big thick blocks. The bricks are thinner and they actually cut a lot easier, they're a bit more brittle, but these are tough. You have to chip down quite a long way to get a fracture going through it. And then the fracture at the end is a little on the rough side, but it's good enough, it'll fit. And you can always chip some of this stuff out if you don't like it, if it doesn't fit the edges properly. And that's how I made these cuts for the pathway. And we're off to an auspicious start. This is levelling down quite well using the guide. But this side, oh yeah, they slopped a bunch of concrete over. So I've got to chip that out because it's too high for the big bricks to go in. Great. I'm taking a little break. Got 2 rows of large blocks. These things in. Got 4 rows of brick pavers in, working on the 5th. And then I've got to go off and around this curve. Yay, fun. It's the end of day 2. Got all the bricks in that I can put in. So I just ran out. Not with some debris I've got to clean up there. And I've got a couple of rows of the larger blocks in. About 4 more rows of blocks to go and it'll be done. So day 3 should finish it. Okay, the conversion to blocks and pavers is done. Just come out and put a bit more sand in the gaps. Left a little bit of crushed granite over the top in case we have to do some replumbing later. Okay, let's see where the cats go now.